Hello, welcome to Quackalope. Thank you for being here. Today we're unboxing a brand new game from Awakened Realms, Stalker.
Now, this is a prototype copy, but we do have a sponsored preview and gameplay coming up. But we wanted to get into this bad boy so we can show you what's inside.
Let's do it. So alongside the game, the actual prototype, Awakened Realms decided to include, well, a giant wooden metal box, about as many of these as I could eat, and
a gas mask!
some other completely...
I got a gas mask!
West, get out of there.
I got a gas mask!
We don't know if this is from the actual Chernobyl site. It certainly might be, but...
From Chernobyl?
If you know anything about Stalker, you know it's based and designed by a Ukrainian company, Ukrainian video game company.
Yeah.
Based in the Chernobyl universe, the Chernobyl world, except it wasn't a radioactive nuclear power plant that fell out. Instead, there's mysteries that abound at the heart of a great scientific experiment.
Except it did.
The nuclear power plant also
still
collapsed.
did go off.
Still,
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
great, fine, perfect. So we got a gas mask.
Yeah.
We have a valve. We have a pretty cool bag. I need a ruling as to whether or not this is. I mean, it's dusty enough that this actually might be vintage.
Mm-hmm.
Not expensive. They had a lot of them. It was a bad time. Compass?
A compass, yeah, really nice compass, and a nice little
That is
steel
actually
mug.
a very nice compass. Mm-hmm. I thought it was just plastic. Cool.
And looks like some paracord with another compass on top of it in a bracelet format.
Okay.
And apparently we're having a rave.
A light stick, less rave-based, more I need whatever desperate light I can grab so that the people who are hunting me or the anomalies that are happening around the universe that we live in, so they don't destroy us.
That makes a lot more sense.
Finally, a giant, I mean, is this
upside down? Yeah, that's one of those metal signs.
a metal plaque?
That's really cool.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and get back to the board game.
And here we are, the game. Well, for those of you who don't know, Stalker came from an IP, a video game made in, I think it was 2007, and it was incredibly well received, especially in Europe. It's a very, very, very popular game in Europe.
It's not only that, but it's a video game that has had a group of modding community members continue to bring it back and back and back to life, along with a few prominent YouTubers who talked about the very best way to experience it in 2020, which resulted in a renewed vigor and renewed interest into Stalker, the video game.
That's true, and I know that there are plans for it to be a Stalker 2 to come out, but because of the war in Ukraine and all that kind of stuff...
Some of the development team are literally manning guns on the front lines.
Yeah, one of the original developers of the game actually was killed in combat,
Really?
Unfortunately, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, one of the original developers was in Ukraine and in the war and was killed in combat, so...
Holy cow.
Yeah, it's definitely a sad situation. Brings part of that reality of the situation out.
Hopefully we will see Stalker 2.
Hopefully.
One day soon, and the end to the Ukraine war.
faster than that. Yeah, for sure. But what we're dealing with here on the board, that's what this point is here for. You're here to see the intricacies of the game and get a little of that taste of what it's going to be like to play, right? Well, in Stalker, you've got things, these are things here called the anomalies. Now, after the explosion in Chernobyl, the concept of Stalker was that there's this group that is creating these looking into the situation to try to figure out how the neuro web, which is a whole different level of uniqueness within the world itself, and they have been trying to create a way to communicate and to do interesting studies about how the brain works.
They're doing their very best to create world peace in a very will control you for the sake of peace.
World peace, yeah. I believe they're called agroprom, and they've created all these different things inside this area called the zone, and that is the irradiated zone around Chernobyl, right? Well, the interesting thing is that all these emissions keep happening from the zone, and they keep expanding over time. So then the Ukrainian army sent in people to try to deal with it, and they all basically disappeared, but they created other groups inside there. So kind of what's happening is we're those groups inside the zone, now trying to figure out what's going on, and we're kind of mercenaries a little, right?
We're not necessarily from a specific government or government faction. You might be, certainly, that could be a backstory, but the core heart of this is going to be an RPG-style dungeon crawl experience where you're diving into a post-apocalyptic world with anomalies, creatures that are spawning, and other raiders that are moving around. The Stalker yourself is, like you said, a mercenary. Doing your very best to gather what resources there are in that, forsaken land and bring them out because, well, either they can fulfill all your wishes and or they sell for a lot of money.
Yeah, the anomalies have generally something called an artifact that you're after, and that is extremely rare, very, very powerful. And they say that the anomaly in the center is something that will grant any wish that you could possibly have.
Should I give a spoiler to the video game or not?
Oh yeah, by all means.
There's
Spoiler
an
away.
amazing wish mechanic in the video game where if you wish to be wealthy, it'll rain gold coins until you die underneath their weight. You wish for the anomaly and the Chernobyl accident to go away, it'll make you blind. It fulfills all of your wishes.
So it's kind of like a genie, where it fulfills your wish, but maybe not in the way that you want it.
As perfectly as possible.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So what's the core structure? What's the flow of the game going to be like?
Yeah, so you're actually going to get these special boxes, and inside of each box is going to be a mission. And in those missions, you'll have an opportunity to deal with something that you see here on the board. Now, you'll be trying to sneak in certain areas around some of the guards that are on here on the table.
You could also go in guns blazing, I believe.
That is a potential option, yes.
Because you'll be building a personalized squad. And you might be sleuthy. You also might be very vengeful.
Yeah. And now you'll be experiencing some of these different squadron guys, the different types of people here. There are several different types of factions inside the zone. There's the Duty, there's the Monolith, and there's several other factions as well. It depended upon how deep they go inside this. We don't know yet.
Yeah.
But it'll be interesting to see how they do that. There are also things like these called the Snorks. Which are radioactive people?
Sort of. They were.
Yeah, they were people at one point.
Humanoid.
And now they're not. And the Snorks will attack everything. Not just you, stalkers, but also people that are your enemies.
It's a vengeful, horrific, nightmarish landscape that many, many people have fallen in love with. And for any of you that are Stalker fans that are checking out our channel to see what this game is all about, I will say this. Awaken Realms, the company that's producing this, has a very solid track record and history of bringing worlds to life.
Yes.
And usually without an IP behind them. Now, they did make a board game, one of the first, called This War of Mine, which did an excellent job and actually informed some of the way that game and that board game started developing. But when you look at this here, they're working with an IP that has background, history, lore, a fan base that's invested in it. And I don't know that you're in better hands than with someone like Awaken Realms.
For sure.
Check out some of their other games. ISS Vanguard, Tainted Grail, Etherfields. They have a history of working in these type of complex, story-rich environments. Very excited to see what they do.
Absolutely. And as you're going through everything, you'll be uncovering different areas. You're moving through buildings. You'll be fighting, getting different anomalies as you move forward. And each mission has a specific task that you have to complete, and during which time you'll be able to upgrade your current characters and continue moving on through the story.
So, like we said, we're going to have a gameplay, full preview, maybe some other content here on the channel. That being said, what we are actually going to be doing right now is...
We're going to play the first game and put it on our Patreon.
Yeah, we're gonna play the first mission. So we have mission 2 here, which we're going to save for the actual channel. And mission 1, West, if you'll do us the honors, it's called...
Rescuing Dalek.
Okay.
We approach the enemy camp, basic, primitive even, but well defended. It's still minutes until dawn breaks, and the hostiles expect nothing. And the best thing, there is a prized hostage to release somewhere there. Let us sneak in, weapons free. What can possibly go wrong?
Probably nothing at all.
Oh, I'm sure it'll be completely fine. Definitely no radiation at all.
So we're going to swing over, we're going to be off camera, well, we're going to be over on Patreon just doing a learning game, and then stay tuned here on the Quackalope channel, because we're going to have a full gameplay of Mission 2 ready and hot. We'll see you next time.
Thanks.
Bye.